Is it hitting your tism?
I just randomly noticed it and I was like, oh.
Well, now that you brought it to my attention, Best color combinations for your home. As an interior designer, I get asked all the time, what are the best color combinations for your home? And let me tell you, there are so many out there. There are also, let's just say, some really terrible ones, but I feel like that's for a whole other video because I could go off on the worst color combinations. But today, I'm gonna tell you the best ones for your home that work in almost every single design setting. Terracotta and cream white. That creamy white really allows the terracotta to pop against these really great earthy undertones. This combination looks so good. If you want to put these into your space though, I would go for more of that rustic finish so it's not too saturated. It's warm, it's cozy, and yes, it pairs perfectly with your full Aritzia collection. Dusty rose and olive green. Now this is one of my personal favorites and it has been around for a while. It was huge in the 60s and 70s, but it was more of that almost salmon and avocado color. That desaturated green and that rusty rose really complement each other because it balances out the feminine side of the pink by really keeping it down without being too intense in your space. Deep plum and soft taupe, once again, are a flawless combination because that really rich undertone of that eggplant pulls from the softness of the taupe. So once again, they're not really contrasted against each other. Plum adds that depth of luxury into it without it feeling too heavy, because if you have it just by itself or paired with a white, it's too contrasted and really is overwhelming for your space. You gotta let me know in the comments though, do you lean more toward those saturated colors that are high contrast, or do you like those softer complementing finishes? This one is quite a controversial one for some reason, but in my opinion, once again, flawless as always. It is navy and a crisp white. There's something about this combination that just adds that elevated look to it that always looks expensive. That navy wall with the crisp white trim around it. Oh, and if you pair it with a brass, Design Daddy approved. I feel like most of these combinations are going to be on the earthy palette, but if I'm being honest, they always look flawless together. And next on the list is an olive green and a burnt orange. These muted neutrals feel rich, but also add in that little bit of elevated luxury that has that nice soft contrast of color combinations. It feels rich without feeling loud. These muted colors are already next to each other on the color wheel, so you know that they're naturally gonna fit together. It's come to my attention that a lot of you purchase lights without understanding how powerful a light fixture can be in your space. I wanna show you a few examples of what to look for and what to actually avoid. I'm gonna reference the Koi flush mount that I got from Article. This is the perfect representation of a light fixture that's great for overhead lighting. I know everyone nowadays is afraid of the big light, me included. No one likes to have those bright lights on that just cast an overall ambient glow that lights up the entire room. You want a light that feels cozy and intimate in any space that you're using for your application. So when you're looking at light fixtures that are going to be a flush mount, a semi-flush mount, or even a pendant, I want you to focus on the light being cascaded down. Whether that's a cone or some kind of directional light fixture, this is how you are going to create that cozy atmosphere. Article has so many options. Even the Gemma flush mount is a great example of a light fixture for your ceiling to create that beautiful artistic piece that really focuses and cones the light down. Another key tip is to look for light fixtures that have more than one light source depending on how big your room is. This Koi fixture has 4 lights in it, which is great for bigger spaces. If you have a smaller bedroom or even a foyer, I would typically go with the Gemma or something smaller that has 1 light bulb itself. Once again, this is going to focus the light down instead of creating that ambient glow. If you're looking for a new light fixture, I highly recommend Article, and you can get $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more using code DesignDaddy or scanning the QR code on the screen. I know a lot of you are always asking what color works with gray, because if we're being honest, half of us have gray floors, half of us have gray walls or a gray kitchen because we went through that flipper phase where everyone had to get it. Now I have a solution for you. Slate gray and an umber are going to be flawless together. The burnt umber brings that level of depth and warmth to help contrast that slate gray so it doesn't feel super cold. It's moody, it's masculine, but it also allows a really grounded feeling to the space. While we're on the topic of gray, a pale brush also complements this color really nicely. It's soft and balanced, and that blush really gives us a balanced look. This color, in my opinion, is timeless, and it also can be gender neutral because you're pulling from both the masculine and feminine energies of these colors. Unexpectedly, an aubergine and a pale lavender work so well together, as you can see. The auburn feels regal while the lavender feels light and airy, which once again, perfect combination when you're bringing that high intensity of those colors with something soft and desaturated. These colors are also tonal cousins, so you create that really beautiful sense of dimension without them clashing. I love throwing unexpected color combinations in there, and that's why I'm telling you about mauve and peach. These colors together for some reason feel grown and sophisticated, but still have that playful side to them. These colors offer a traditional twist on what's usually a more feminine color palette. It's really like looking at dusk through really sheer curtains. The pairing of them looks so good, especially in a bedroom setting. You want something that feels like golden hour. Apricot yellow and light gray olive, oh my god, are so good for this. Apricot adds that nice, soft, sun-like energy, while the gray olive really tones it down, so you have that beautiful, harmonious combination. It's warm, subtle, and inviting for almost any room setting. If you're looking for a timeless combination with a hint of masculine feel to it, navy and burgundy or a nice camel brown is exactly what you need. Navy gives that classic structure, while burgundy gives that level of warmth. Now, I know a lot of people hate navy, but I think there are so many endless combinations to make it look expensive in your space. Like, do not be afraid of navy and white, navy and camel, navy and brown. Always look good in my opinion. If you want something that feels more high-end and grounded, camel and dark green is just for you. It's earthy and luxe, and this combination, even in fashion, looks stunning. The camel adds warmth, while green offers that depth and calming dimension. Oxblood is having a moment right now, and in my opinion, I think it is going to be the next hit of 2026, but Oxblood works so well if you have a gray palette. It's dramatic and moody without it feeling super overwhelming, because the softness of the gray can pair really well with the purple and red undertones of the Oxblood. That burgundy will give you that intensity, while that charcoal finish keeps it chic and refined. And that is the only time you will ever hear me talk about gray in a positive setting, if we're being honest. If you want something that's more modernized but still has a bit of that retro aspect to it, think of dark teal and a rusty orange. This, for many years, was huge in the photography scene, but when you bring it into your interiors on a desaturated level, it honestly looks like a visco filter for your room. When it comes to any colors, think about what pairs naturally in nature. That is going to be a flawless combination. That's when a desaturated yellow and a forest green look so good together. I'm not talking about a dandelion on grass. That, once again, is too saturated and comes off really trendy in your space. The desaturated yellow lifts and feels energized while also not feeling too intense. And when you pair it with that really deep green, it is the perfect complementing counterweight. Another timeless duo, if you want something warm and cozy, is cacao and camel. This is another really unexpected one that is the elevated all sad beige look. Having that sense of dimension between these two tones that are still very similar add that level of depth in a space that always looks classic. If you want something soft, layered, and a little bit more feminine, peach and baby pink are a great combination together. Together, they create a really beautiful modern romantic palette. That peach brings that warmth that's still soft and muted, and that baby pink is still quite soft, but it adds a level of sweetness to it. If you want something that's versatile for both minimal and rustic interiors, look at sage and honey. This color combination, I swear, I've said this about all of them. They are so good. The honey adds that warmth and brightness, while that sage feels calm and grounded. Anything that's truly nature-inspired is always going to be balanced in your space. Contrary to popular belief, a baby blue and a baby pink look so great together. That pink adds that gentle sense of warmth, while that blue still has that sense of calmness, but creates a subtle contrast, because once again, we're not doing primary colors. Those desaturated colors in any combination like this look so flawless. If you want something that has that quiet luxury finish to it, think of a glacial gray and a soft peach. This color palette is ideal for minimal and Scandinavian interiors and looks so good. It also works beautifully for textiles and accent finishes in your room. That dusty peach, once again, has that muted warmth, and that gray is cool and sophisticated. Now, there are a lot of different color combinations out there that work really good, and like I said before, there's a lot of ones that work terribly. If you are experimenting for yourself, think about keeping on a warm or a cool palette itself. These colors that I've mentioned really combine a nice harmonious finish for both, but if you do not know how the colors work and interact with each other, it can be a disaster waiting to happen. Now that you know about the best and the most timeless color combinations, in my opinion, it is just as important to understand the color palettes that come out from every year. And you're lucky I made a video about the color palettes of 2025 and what's trendy and what's timeless, so make sure you check that out. And that's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, if you cannot wait until next week, you can always follow me on Instagram and TikTok for daily tips and tricks at Mr. Phoenix Gray, because I have so much going on. And yes, I'm still giving more updates about the condo, so if you can't wait for our next long format video, you gotta check it out there. And if you're ever second guessing yourself, just ask, what would Design Daddy do? Beautiful.